But Gen Zers have latched on to a very interesting trend on TikTok called Tradwife. The Tradwife trend is essentially what it sounds like, where these young Gen Z women, by the way, devoid of religion, this is not a religious movement, have recognized that going into the workforce and working 40 hours a week at a job that may or may not have any meaning just for a paycheck so that you can claim to have equality with a man is not something that makes them happy. That what they truly desire innately, what does make them happy, is being a wife, a homemaker, and a mother. And this video, I'm going to show you a video from TikTok of the girl who really started the Tradwife, or started making these videos go viral. I should say she didn't start the Tradwife movement, but this is how she describes it. Take a look at this.
Okay, so I'm here to make a clarification video because of the big controversy going around about the term Tradwife and the intent behind the term, as well as the intent behind my channel and what I post. If you are not familiar with the term Tradwife, it is a woman who chooses to live a more traditional life with ultra-traditional gender roles. So the man goes outside the house, works, provides for the family. The woman stays home and she's the homemaker. She takes care of the home and the children if there are any. The misconception about the Tradwife movement, it's not really a movement. Nobody's pushing it. People are typically just living it and maybe showcasing their lifestyle like me. And we believe our place, specifically us as individuals, believe our purpose is to be homemakers. It doesn't mean that we are trying to take away what women fought for. There are a lot of people trying to make this a sinister thing or put some other darker meaning behind the term Tradwife. Nobody is doing that. No Tradwife TikTokers are saying every woman's place is in their home. We as individuals are just choosing to be homemakers. That's all.
Okay, so what's really interesting about that video is it showcases one of the biggest flaws of feminism. Feminism at first, or at least how people understand feminism, this actually isn't how feminism originally was, but how people understand feminism is that feminism is just fighting for women's right to have a job, to be in the workplace, fighting for women's choice to be either at home with their families or in the workplace. This is how most people understand quote unquote original feminism. That's actually not true. Original feminism was never about women's choice. Original feminism was always degrading women who stayed home, women who were wives, women who raised their children, had children and stayed at home, rearing them and caring for them and loving them. That original feminism was never actually about choice. It actually was about just getting women to the workplace. And it's interesting. I find Gen Z to be a fascinating generation because while they're the least religious generation, they 1 in 5 Gen Zers identify as queer, or some astronomical number like that. They're also recognizing, several generations removed from the feminist movement, they're recognizing that the promises that feminists have made to young women aren't true. That feminists told women that they would find fulfillment and empowerment in being promiscuous and having multiple partners and not being committed and not being married, and that their true value, they were wasting their potential when they were having babies and staying home with their children versus being in the workplace. And sadly, people like Taylor Swift, I think is a good example of this, are finding that this promise that feminists have propagated isn't true. Their lives are turning up empty. They're not happy. Everything's falling apart around them. And Gen Z is starting to recognize, not because of religious beliefs, not because of faith-oriented values, but just through practical experience, that feminism is a total crock.